Tumbili is an SNS mini freespin coaster that was recently announced for King's Dominion in Doswell, Virginia. In this video, I'm going to be giving my opinion on the new attraction and why I think it's actually a pretty good move for the park. Before we even talk about the ride itself though, it's probably important to back up a little bit. In February 2019, Volcano the Blast coaster was removed from the park due to reliability and guest satisfaction. Before this, Volcano had been standing but not operating for almost a whole year. Approximately 1 year after the announcement, the ride next door, Crypt, would also be announced to be removed from the park. So now this whole area of the park was void of really anything to do with the exception of Avalanche, which was closed for the 2020 season. But we now know why that was the case, as alongside Tumbili, King's Dominion will be retheming this section of the park. Now before you fume up about Tumbili being the replacement for Volcano and Crypt, don't worry, it's actually just a placeholder addition. With the small footprint that Tumbili will occupy, it's actually going to be a replacement for just Crypt. And why I think this is a good idea is because Crypt was a flat ride, a top spin more specifically, with lots and lots of flipping. Tumbili, the ride's replacement, will be a roller coaster with lots and lots of flipping also. To me it makes perfect sense and is a great way to hold over guests for the bigger Volcano replacement. Anyways, let's get into the ride itself and talk about it a little bit. The first thing you've probably been wondering is, what does Tumbili mean? Well, the word is Swahili for monkey, which by now has earned the ride the nickname Monkey Coaster, but more importantly, this makes sense because of the jungle expedition theme in this new area. It also looks like they might theme the hell out of this ride too, which is very un-King's Dominion, but kind of makes sense with Cedar Fair's more recent additions, aka Orion, Copperhead Strike, Yukon Striker, etc., which are all very well themed. You can see here in the animation that the supports look like bamboo, and then you've got this almost ruined monkey temple thing around the ride, which is a really awesome visual. Aside from the theming, the layout of this ride will be a bit different than your typical SNS 40 freespin coaster. This one will actually be a smaller layout and therefore a smaller footprint to fit in the plot that the Crypt occupied, which is interesting because this is only the second mini freespin coaster that's been built. The first one was Dragon Slayer at Adventureland in Iowa, which I just recently had the chance to ride. This is a key difference because, guys, Dragon Slayer is actually a pretty awesome roller coaster. That one, compared to the other rides of its kind, which flip maybe 2 or 3 times, actually flips about a dozen times, which seriously caught me by surprise. If Tumbili flips like Dragon Slayer does, then I am actually really excited to try this thing out. At the end of the day though, it is entirely up to the park, as I believe they can request for a more intense variation if they choose to do so. In the animation, Tumbili only appears to flip 3 or 4 times, but to be fair, we didn't see the dozen flips coming when Dragon Slayer was announced, so anything is possible. The next thing I usually do in these videos is dissect the layout, but I'm sure we all know how freespins work by now. Matter of fact, I'm sure the vast majority of you guys watching have ridden an SNS 40 freespin. So while breaking down the layout is basically irrelevant, I do have some statistics for those of you who care. It's 112 feet tall, 34 miles per hour, and 770 feet in length. Obviously, these are super minimal stats, as with all the other free spins, but the stats don't really matter. These things are all about the experience, the chaotic flipping, and with Tumbili, you'll have some pretty cool theming as well. But with that being said, that's all I really have for you guys today about Tumbili coming to King's Dominion in 2022. I don't suspect that I'll be like the first in line to ride this thing in excitement, as I'll probably feel with the Volcano replacement, but that's just it. Tumbili is a great placeholder addition. I almost guarantee that the general public will be amused for the time being, and I look forward to see how it all rolls out. Last thing I'll do for all of you is play a POV video of how the ride was shown on the animation, as I do in all my other analysis style videos. So sit back, enjoy Tumbili, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.